And if you are looking for some funding, then you're in the right place. All right, this video is really important. There's so much value, so please pay attention. Please watch it all the way through. I promise I'll try and keep it short, impactful, and it's got the necessary information that you need to change your life. We are a funding company. We get people access to capital so that they can expand their business, buy real estate, do investments, start their startup, whatever it is that you're trying to get funding for. We want to help you get this. And to be clear, if you already qualify, if you have good credit, I can get you access to $500,000, right? And it could be in 0% interest credit cards, and it can be as fast as 2 to 4 weeks. I am that confident in what I do. And on top of that, I'm not even going to ask you for a penny until I have successfully secured the funding for you. All right, that's what makes us different than most other companies out there. If you don't qualify, we can still help you though. We will get you fundable. But we do charge fees for this. All right, let me make that clear. If you need credit repair, if you need to set up an LLC, if your business isn't set up correctly, if you don't have any income, right, but you're trying to do something, if you have too many inquiries or negative accounts, we will help you get funding. We can help you do it, okay? But then you have to come with me on this journey to get you to the funding. I don't make up the rules. The banks have their own system. We just have our methods of ways to maneuver the system to get you access to the capital. But if you have poor credit, if you don't have an LLC, if you don't have a business set up yet, if you have high utilization, if you have too many inquiries, all these things have to be fixed before we go and apply and try and get you access to the credit. And we do charge up front because we have to do a lot of work to get your file where it needs to be to get you the money. Qualify, you need to have at least a 700 credit score, no negative accounts, below 20% utilization, at least 5 primary accounts. Your credit age needs to be over 2 years, and you should have less than 4 attached inquiries. All right. And bonus, if you already have an LLC and you have a decent income. Now, if you're close to some of these, then I'm not going to sweat it. I'm not going to like make sure that you're 100%, but we need to be close to this in order to go straight into funding. Okay. Otherwise, we have to do work. We have to remove your inquiries. We have to boost your credit score. We have to remove any negative items. We have to lower your utilization, and we can do that. We are very good at making the files appropriate, because basically what we want to do is we have to play the bank's game so that we can get you the money so that you can go and play your game. But this is what it is if you qualify, okay? It's a 700 credit score, no negative accounts, below 20% utilization, 5 primary accounts is necessary. Your credit age needs to be over 2 years, and you should have less than 4 attached inquiries. But let me explain real quick why you should be thinking about how can I get access to money, right? And leverage it. And how can this change my life, and how this really should demand your attention right now. So the way this works is the banks lend money. That's what they do. That's why there's established. That's why there's one in every corner of every town, okay? The banks want to lend you money specifically. And they want to lend your business money. They want to lend your cousin, your aunt, your sister. They want to lend everybody money, okay? But the banks need to get paid back, okay? So they lend the money out. They get paid back. They make their money work for them. And that's how the banks make money. So the bank's job is to lend out the money, but their real job is to mitigate risk. If you can make your credit profile not look risky, the banks will give you an unlimited amount of funding. So don't look risky and be credible. And that's what we're going to help you do. We have to play the bank's game so we can get the money, and then we can play our game. So let's go over the 4 paths to funding. Like I said, if you qualify, let's say you have good credit and a good business, boom, we're going to go straight into funding. We're going to get you the maximum amounts of personal and business funding, or we can just do 0% credit cards, or we can just do business funding. Whatever it is you really want, we will do the work for you. We will charge you nothing up front because we are so confident that we can get you access to an insane amount of money that we will charge you just a success fee on the back end, or we'll talk about it on our call. Path number 2, you have good credit, but you don't have a business. We want to get you business credit. Business credit is the holy grail of credit. Here's why. Your business, once you have one set up, is going to basically be attached to your EIN number, not attached to your social security number. Now, I'm just going to tell you a real quick story. Whenever I used to try and go and buy a house, what I would do is I would get a great deal on a property, and then I would try and beg, borrow, and plead from everybody and their cousins to give me money, right? And then what would happen is I would then liquidate all my credit cards. I would take all my personal credit cards and I would put them into cash, and I would use that as a down payment. And what happens is as soon as you turn all those credit cards into cash, your utilization goes all the way up, and then my credit score tanked, and I did not get approved for the mortgage, and I got denied to buy the house at the closing table. So I said, man, there's got to be a better way to do this. And that's when I went all in on business credit. So I know every step and every maneuver it takes to build up a business's credit as fast as possible. And when you basically do the same thing that I did, but you use business credit, right? You get all the business credit cards, you liquidate all the business credit cards, you turn that into cash. Now that is not attached to your personal credit, is attached to your EIN number, your personal credit score doesn't get affected. Your personal assets are not at risk, and you're basically just using the business as an asset to lend against. Okay, so if you have good credit, we want to help you set up a business, and we can do it very, very fast so that you get personal credit and business credit funding. Path number 3, let's say you have bad credit, but you have a good business. Okay, this happens a lot. A lot of entrepreneurs, they fund their whole business on their personal credit, and then they end up in a similar situation where they're always maxing out their personal credit cards, and their personal credit just keeps getting tanked and damaged when they should be using business credit. And they should get established, which is why you want to partner up with us. We can, if you have bad credit but a good business, we can go straight into business credit. But I still think you should probably take a listen to what we can do to fix your credit as fast as possible. And then path number 4, which a lot of Americans are in, don't worry. Bad credit, no business. We're going to have to fix your personal credit. And then we're also going to help you set up a business. Or sometimes people's credit is so bad, we just forget about it and we just set up a brand new LLC and we go all in on setting up that business. So good credit plus good business. If you qualify, we will get the necessary papers together, create a custom funding plan, and we will start the funding process right away, and you will get access to the maximum amount of funding in 2 to 4 weeks. That is all it's going to take. We are super diligent, very quick. We will get you the money fast so you can pay your payroll, so you can buy that property, so you can do whatever you need to do. And we are extremely professional, swift, and serious about helping you get access to capital. So this is how the funding process goes if we just go right into funding. First, we're going to start with getting you credit cards, 0% interest credit cards from commercial banks. Okay, so commercial banks are like the big main ones: Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Amex, Discover, right? So we get you the best possible credit cards from all the big major banks because that's where the money is, right? Then we go to these other online banks. Now, the online banks have really amazing 0% interest offers. Then that's why we go to those online banks. And there's really good banks that people are starting to really start to appreciate that have great credit cards, great lending. You really want to become a partner with them. And then we're going to go to local credit unions. Okay, so depending on what state you're in, we actually have methods to get lots of money from credit unions because credit unions want your business more than the big commercial banks because they just have to make sure that you're not risky, and they'll be able to give you even better 0% interest credit cards and even better lending opportunities. Okay, so we go commercial bank, online banks, local credit unions. Then we're going to get you business credit cards, lines of credit, business loans, and personal loans. That's what maximum funding is. And this is an incredible thing to do because, again, you want to get access to money so that you can set yourself up for generational wealth. Okay, how long would it take you to save up $200,000, to save it up, to have access to it? It would take you a long time. Okay, just being honest with you, most people, it would take a very long time to save up that kind of money. What we can do here at Financially Abundant is we're going to get you access to up to $250,000, up to $500,000, depending on where you're at in funding, and you can use that money however you want. Okay. Now, aside from the personal loans and business loans, the beautiful thing about credit cards is you don't have to use them. Okay, you can just have access to them, and then whenever you need the money, you can use that money, and then you just have to pay back the money you spend. Okay, so there's no monthly fees. It's just access to this money. And the whole world is basically going on credit, right? So you need to understand that this is incredibly powerful, and it's not going to be around maybe forever, right? We're working right now every day to get our clients amazing rounds of funding. But the bureaus might change, the credit system might change, everything might go to crypto or something might happen. So right now is the best time in history to do funding and to take this serious. And if you're worried or if you're scared, well, that's why you want to work with a professional company, because we're not only going to get you the money, but we're also going to coach you on how to leverage it to create passive income, to buy real estate, to create a business, to invest, and it's going to be able to change your life.